queen. Yes, queen. Yes, queen.
Hey, wonderful people. It's Kellster from youtube.com/KellsterMakeup. And I am here today to do a tutorial / review over the Finding Ferdinand Overnight palette. It is literally the cutest little custom palette I have ever seen. I will leave all the pricing information down below. When I saw the Overnight palette, I was like, oh my god, I've never heard of that brand before. I've never seen the palette, so I thought I'd bring it to you guys for a review and a tutorial. As you can see, I will leave the timestamp for when the tutorial begins down below, so if you want to skip directly to the tutorial, you surely can. But quickly, I'm just going to talk about the palette. You get the custom palette and 2 duo-ended brushes. These brushes are actually really good. I did use both these brushes in the tutorial. Both sides of the brushes are so soft. The eye and face brushes, I really like these. For the palette itself, I love it. The shadows inside are amazing, and I'll get to that in a moment. But and it has, you know, just simple Finding Ferdinand on top. I like the plain kind of like teal to white decoration, and then the back, when you make this custom palette, it will have your name on the back of it. For me, it has Kellster and then my last name. I'm covering up my last name, but it does have Kellster and then my last name on there, which I think is really cool. And then it says the Overnight palette designed by, and then for me it says Kellster, and then collaboration with Finding Ferdinand, which I think is super cool because it's like a custom your palette. It will say that on there. When I got my palette, all of my shadows were inside of it, so I do believe that comes with all the palettes. So when you do order this custom palette, the shades that you pick for this palette will be inside of it. So as you see, it has a giant mirror, and this is such a nice mirror. So I'll cover that up so it doesn't blind you. But these are the shades that I picked, and I decided to create a custom palette that was a little bit unique and different. For me personally, I have tons of like regular neutral shades and blah shades, but I really wanted something that was like different. So I did pick 2 neutrally shades here with the kind of rose gold shade here and this beautiful like transition shade, and it's so pigmented. I went with like a pop of color with this really pretty teal that I'm wearing on the lid. I think this shadow is so beautiful. And then I chose this really pretty olivey green. I thought that shade was really nice. And then of course a nice black to work into the crease to smoke out and to add depth into any look. I chose this really bright pink blush because I was like, oh my gosh, it's calling my name. I don't really have bright pink blushes, so I thought that was new and different for me. And then this highlighter shade is like a really beautiful like gold shimmer. I'll just swatch that right there so you guys can see it's so pretty. I'll swatch the blush too. That was just a couple swirls. As you guys can see, it's crazy pigmented. I'll actually swatch some of the shadows as well for you. So this is this first like rose gold shade. And that's really pretty, like a really pretty coppery gold, coppery shade. And then here is the transition shade I picked. Like, oh my gosh, these shadows are so smooth. Okay, and then here is the really pretty olive golden green. Oh yes, like so pretty. I will swatch the blue, which you will see in the tutorial, but I'll go ahead and swatch that for you. Oh my gosh, so pigmented. So if you're looking for like a custom eyeshadow palette with crazy pigmented shadows, definitely check out this company. And this is great for like on the go, traveling, stuff like that, if you don't want to carry around a ton of different little compacts. Now, I will tell you the one negative that I found in this palette. It was the contour shade I chose. As you can see, it is like similar to my own skin tone, but I'll just swatch it for you guys so you can see. It's not, and it's on that middle finger there, it's not very dark, and if anything, it kind of shows up a tad bit ash on me. So I definitely would, if you were like deeper skin tone like me, I definitely would like go with maybe getting 2 blush shades instead of like an opting out of like getting a contour shade, because currently they do not have a contour, and this is the darkest shade. They currently do not have what I would consider a dark enough contour shade for like deep dark skin tone or just like regular deep skin tone. Because you can totally just not get a contour shade and get 2 blushes, or get 2 highlight shades if you like. Honestly, if I had to choose again, I would definitely just get 2 blushes because the blushes are so pigmented. I would love to try like another blush color in it. But also it comes with like this really cute sticker set you can use too to like customize your palette. I don't know if I'll stick these stickers on here. I probably will because I'm like nerdy like that, but you don't have to if you don't want to, but it's great like decoration for your palette. I like that it adds that extra customizable ability to the palette, so that's really cool. Okay, let's get this tutorial started. So I'm taking my palette out of the package that it comes in when it's mailed to you, and there is the overnight palette straight out of the package. And it comes with 2 dual-ended brushes as I showed earlier. And then here are your stickers. Okay, so here is the palette. Pretty plain, pretty simple, really cute. And here is my collaboration name on the back. Open up the palette and these are the beautiful colors that I have chosen. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to prime my eye. I'm using the Urban Decay Primer Potion. And I've already primed one eye, I'm just going to prime the other, and I'm going to blend that out using my finger to warm up the product and let it spread all over the eye evenly. Now I'm taking that really pretty warm tone brown shade on a fluffy brush, and I'm going to begin to sweep that into the crease. And I'm kind of sweeping it outward towards the tail end of my brow and into my crease as well, just blending the shade evenly, and this shadow blends really nicely. I really love how it blended and the pigmentation. It's a really beautiful shade. Next, I'm going to wet my brush from the Finding Ferdinand palette with Stix Plus, and I'm just going to press it into that really pretty teal blue shade and apply that on the center of both of my eyelids. And I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with this look at first, so I just applied it on the center of my lids because I wasn't sure if I wanted to do like a halo eye or like a normal kind of cut crease. But I kind of cut the crease a little bit with this shade and it blended so well on top of that transition shade. So now with the other end of the brush, the more fluffier side, I'm taking this gold olive shade and I'm applying it in the outer V and blending it into that lid shade. And then I went back and applied that lid shade into the inner tear duct because I decided no halo eye today. So then I went back with the olive green and blended it really nicely into that blue shade, and these shimmer shades blend really good into each other. Nothing looked muddy. You could definitely see that it blended really well. Now I'm picking up the black shade and I'm just adding this black in the outer V, just a little by little, because I really don't want to have prominent kind of black at the outer V. I want to fade the black in slightly into that olive golden shade I applied earlier, and I'm blending really well just to make sure the 2 shades fade into each other, just kind of darkening that shade, getting more of like a gradient effect with the eyes, and making sure to blend it well on the edges and into the transition shade so everything looks nicely blended. And these shadows blended really well. It was super easy doing this. And once I'm finished with that, I'm going to move on to applying the inner corner highlight. I'm just using the highlight shade I chose in the palette and applying that in the inner tear ducts to brighten up the look. And now for eyeliner, I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible Paint. This is in a forest green shade. I thought it'd be kind of like a different thing to do this instead of like the normal black liner, and I really like using colored liners recently, so I'm just applying a nice thin pointy wing, and I think it looks really good against that olive green golden shade and that really pretty teal. Now for the lower lash line, I'm applying that transition shade I used earlier, and I'm really smudging that on the lower lash line on both eyes. Now I'm going to go into the rose gold, kind of coppery golden shade. I'm applying that closer to the lash line. I'm smudging that into the transition shade,
This shade is really pretty and warm, and I just really wanted to use it. So I'm just blending that. And I think it adds some extra dimension to the lower lash line. Now I'm going into the black, and I'm apply that just on the outer of the lower lash line, really close to the lashes, just to add some definition to the lower lashes. And then I'm going to take a fluffy brush and blend back and forth on the lower lash line to make sure all those shades blend into each other really nicely. Now for mascara, I'm just going to apply a nice thick coat on my lashes. And then I went in with that highlight shade again and applied that on the lower lash line, inner tear duct area, just to brighten up my eyes a little bit more. And now I'm applying mascara on my lower lash line. For lashes, I'm using these pair of really bold lashes, hence the name and the brand. They're really nice lashes. They're full and flirty, and they have the thinnest band. They look really great on. And once I have lashes fully applied, I'm going to go ahead and apply that really bright fuchsia blush. And as you see, it picks up a lot of product on that brush. So I tapped off on the back of my hand and just lightly apply the blush because it's so pigmented. Like, it's so pigmented, guys. So you really only need like a little and blend really, really well. Now I'm going into the highlight shade on the other end of the brush, and oh my gosh, it was blinding, this highlight. It was so smooth, and you could really build it up to like a straight on gleaming highlight, and it blends out so well. So I really, really love this highlighter shade. It looked really natural too. It gave like almost this like inner glow highlight. It was awesome. And I applied it on my cupid's bow, down the bridge of my nose, and a little bit on my forehead. I'm using a dark chocolate brown lip liner, and I will leave the shade name down below for you guys. And then I'm gonna apply a cool tone liquid lipstick on top. This is like a really cool tone nude shade. It's really pretty. It dries down matte and it's really smooth. And then I'm going to use a warm tone nude gloss on top just to neutralize the lips. So using cool and warm together, it equals like a neutral shade. As you can see, it's really close to my skin tone. And then on top, I'm just going to apply this Jouer lip topper.
Yes, queen. Yes, queen. Yes, queen. Yes, queen. Yes, queen.
I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to thumbs me up, because I love every time you guys give me a thumbs up. I love it so much. It lets me know that you guys like my videos. If it's your first time seeing a video from me, please don't forget to subscribe. I would love to see you join my Kellster crew, my Kellster squad goals. Join on in, you know. I also think I still have a giveaway going on right now, so you may want to check that out if you know you want to get some free makeup. Okay, love you guys so much. Have a blessed and wonderful day.